Thank you very much indeed. Hello, I'm Alexander Armstrong, and welcome to Pointless, the show where the aim of the game is to find the most obscure answer possible. Let's meet today's players. And couple number one.
Hi, I'm Hilary, and this is my daughter Rachel, and we come from Radcliffe, near Manchester.
Couple number two.
Hello, I'm Barbara. This is my husband Chris, and we're from Collingham in Nottinghamshire.
Couple number three.
Hello, I'm Sam. I'm from Redditch, and this is my friend Neil from Solihull.
And finally, couple number four.
Hello, I'm Claire and I'm from Barry Island, and this is my work friend Emir, and he's from Cardiff.
And these are today's contestants. Thanks so much, all of you. We'll find out more about you throughout the show as it goes along. So that just leaves one more person for me to introduce. He wanted me to thank all our viewers for his lovely fan mail, except for Lynn from Goole, whose charcoal sketch of him sitting on the loo, and I quote, shocked him to the very core. It's my pointless friend, it's Richard. Hiya.
Hi, everybody. Hiya. Good day to you.
And to you.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Excellent. We've got two returning pairs from last time. Emir and Claire got knocked out in round 2, I think, and Chris and Barbara got knocked out in round 1. So both with something to prove, I think. It's always nice when we have people whose names add up to a celebrity, like we've had Moira Stewart, we had Ang Lee the other day, didn't we? We've got Sam Neill on podium 3 today. It was nice,
Always
isn't it?
nice.
Round 1 today, I think you're going to love.
Am I?
Absolutely up your street. Anybody our age is going to absolutely adore it. That said, I will say now, anybody who says that's a bit before my time is in big, big trouble. No one to say that.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Although it will be before your time.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. Now, every question on Pointless has been asked to 100 people before the show. As ever, the aim of the game is to find a pointless answer. That's an answer that none of our 100 people gave. And each time that happens, we will add £250 to the jackpot. Now, Laura and Amanda won the jackpot last time, so today's jackpot starts off back at £1,000. Right, if everyone's ready, let's play Pointless. OK, the pair with the highest score at the end of the round will be eliminated, and also remember there is to be no conferring during the round itself. OK, our category for round 1 is music. So far, so good. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, and the question concerns 80s pop. 80s pop, just a dream come true. Richard.
In a moment, Xander's going to show you a list of 6 pop acts famous in the 80s. We're looking for any top 40 single any of them had during the 1980s, please. So any single that got into the top 40 for any of these groups in the 1980s, please. Very, very best of luck.
Thanks very much. So as Richard's just mentioned, we're going to put 6 pop acts up on the board. They will remain all the way through the round. They won't be changing halfway through the round. We'll go up the line, come back down, they'll stay on the board. And all we're after is any UK top 40 single by any of these bands. Good luck. Let's put our 6 bands up. Duran Duran, Human League, Pet Shop Boys, The Bangles, The Smiths, Wham! Now then, Hilary and Rachel, you all drew lots before the show, and today you are going to go first. Hilary, welcome to the show. It's great to have you here. What do you do, Hilary?
I work as a theatre dresser.
Now, I know what that means. That doesn't mean you dress theatres.
No, I don't.
No.
I dress the people that work in theatres on the
Indeed.
stage.
You're responsible for some of those times when they run off and they run back on again, wearing something completely different. Oh, how long have you done that for?
Ooh, I've done it since about 2005, something like that.
Hey, do you love it?
I do. I really enjoy it.
Excellent. You must get to see so many plays as well.
Yeah, and musicals.
And musicals,
all
yeah,
sorts.
particularly. Good stuff. Now, Hilary, I'm imagining, I'd have thought this would be right up your street, but you're not looking as happy as I'd have hoped.
No, I haven't a clue. I knew this would happen. It's just everything's gone straight from my head. You're the one that I want. I knew this would happen.
OK, now, you're the one that I want, says Hilary. Let's see if that is by any of these bands. You're the one that I want. No. Oh, I'm sorry, Hilary. It's always hard on that first podium.
Can you
I think you'll hear some answers that might give you ideas Not there's much you can do with your ideas once you've got them, but still, 100 points, I'm afraid that scored you.
Yeah, I think that is stuff, as the round goes on, you know, there are so many answers up here, you know, but sometimes you can see it, the brain, it just won't, it won't let you access them.
Exactly.
Now, Barbara, welcome back to the show.
there.
Now, remind us what you do, Barbara.
I'm assistant practice manager at GP surgery.
Now, how did you and Chris meet?
We met at a friend's wedding 37 years ago. I was bridesmaid, he was usher.
Very nice.
Yeah.
OK, well, listen, Barbara, a UK top 40 hit by any one of these bands.
I'll go for Last Christmas.
Last Christmas.
Yeah.
Last Christmas, says Barbara. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said Last Christmas. Well, our high score's 100, so you beat that. 39, not bad.
Nice safe answer, yeah, the biggest selling single of all time that didn't get to #1.
Thanks, Richard. OK, Sam, welcome.
Hi.
Welcome to the show. What do you do, Sam?
I'm a watch designer.
Are you?
Yes.
In your own right, or do you work for a watch design company?
I work for a watch design company.
And how long have you been designing watches?
I have been designing for about 4.5 years now.
Do you have a favourite watch of yours?
I do have several favourite watches. So you tend to accumulate quite a collection being a designer.
Yeah, I
and
bet.
Lots of inspiration.
OK, Sam, what about this board? And is this good for you?
This is actually quite good for me. Bit before my time. However, I'm going to say the Smiths, and I'm going to say How Soon Is Now.
How soon is now, says
Yeah.
Sam. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many of our 100 people said how soon is now. It's right. Well, 39 is our low score at the moment. You passed that. 10. Very, very well played, Sam. That's a great answer. 10 points.
Well played, Sam. Yeah, not a huge hit, actually, but became one of their more iconic songs, How Soon Is Now.
Thanks, Richard. Emir.
Hello.
Emir, welcome back.
Thank you.
So it was round 2 last time.
Yes.
Ashes cricketers. Yes. So, Emir, back we come. A new day. How is the 80s for you?
Very good. It's very much my era, so just rattling my brains which one to pick.
Very good.
But I think I'm going to go for Duran Duran and Union of the Snake.
Union of the Snake.
Yes.
That was the one I originally thought of, but I've thought of another one now. Let's see how you and I would have done. OK, Union of the Snake. Is it right? How many people said it? It's right. Well, 10 is our low score. You passed that too. Union of the Snake. You scored 2.
Good answer, Emir. This is literally like a perfect round for so many people at home. I know
Yeah.
people are getting hundreds of these answers.
Thanks very much indeed. So let's have a look at our scores. We're halfway through the round. Very well done, Emir. That's the best score of that pass. 2 sets you pretty much straight for the rest of this round, I'd have said. Then up to 10, where we see Sam and Neil, 39, Barbara and Chris, then Hilary and Rachel. I'm sorry, there you are, languishing on 100. Rachel, we'll need a low score from you. Best of luck with that. We're going to come back down the line now. Can the second players please step up to the podium? Now, Claire, remember, we are looking for any UK top 40 single by any of these bands. Claire, now, remind us what you do.
I'm a civil
A
servant.
civil servant, and you live in Barry.
Barry Island, yes.
On Barry Island. What do you get up to on Barry Island?
Well, I live right next door to the beach, which is really handy because I've just started having personal training. So I've been running along the beach like Rocky with
fantastic.
my trainer.
There is no
So-
tomorrow. So with your trainer,
Yes.
with a scar, with a towel around his neck,
full
and
on,
good.
And lots of tyre flipping and hammering tyres and just generally being quite
Hammering
active
tyres
on the beach.
Is
yeah.
that, I suppose beach personal training may be different from other personal training, but is that just stuff you find lying on the beach in Barry? Just some
brings it
hammers
in
and
his
tyres.
van.
Oh, I see, he brings it.
Have you not ever
brings
done
it in his
that?
van
You
and he just put it on
get
the
big old
beach.
tractor tyres and you whack them with sledgehammers.
Yeah. That's it.
good, it's
yeah.
really
My
good
personal
fun.
training, when I've done it, has been so tame. I haven't hit a single tyre with a sledgehammer.
It's great. Gets
It
all the
sounds
frustration
brilliant.
out.
It's really good fun.
And
Yeah.
you do it too?
Yeah.
On the beach in Barry?
Not
Yeah.
on the beach in Barry, no.
No.
No, on the beach with Barry.
So, Claire, You have to score 97 or less.
The pressure's on
And
now.
you are through. Or arguably it's not.
I'll go for Wham, because I was a big fan, and I'm going to go for Freedom.
Freedom, says Claire. Freedom. There is your red line. If you get below that, you're in round 2. Let's see. Was that an 80s hit for Wham? It's right. Very well done indeed, Claire. Oh. Five. Look at that. Our only single-figure total of the round. Very well done indeed on podium 4. Claire and Emia, your total is 7.
Well played, Claire, and number 1 from 1984.
Thanks, Richard. Neil, welcome to the show. What do you do, Neil?
I'm also a watch designer. So I've been designing for nearly 10 years now. Not always watches.
What did you design before that?
Men's accessories like bags, wallets, giftware, jewellery.
Fantastic. So do you work alongside Sam then?
We used to work together. We're now actually competing against each other in the watch industry.
What a rival.
Yeah.
We're rivals.
Who's the big hand, who's the little hand?
I would say we're on the same level. We're great at collaborating together.
OK, very good. So, Neil, there you are on 10. The high scores are Rachel and Hillary on 100. So 89 or less is what you need.
OK, so in the back of my mind, I'm thinking the Bangles might have sung Eternal Flame.
Eternal Flame, says Neil. Here's your red line. If you get below this red line, you are in round 2. Let's see how many people said Eternal Flame. It's right, and you're through. 32. Very well done. 42 is your total.
Number 1 single from 1989 did exactly what you had to do there. Atomic Kitten did a cover as well, didn't they, of it? But the Bangles are a very good version.
Now then, Chris, welcome back.
Hi.
Now, we discovered last time that you are retired, but sometimes help out at the practice with Barbara. You're a beekeeper.
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, what is there around and about you for the bees to feed on? Is there anything predominantly that they...
Well, we're a village. We live in a village, so it's mainly flora that's around the village.
Right,
But
right.
unfortunately, there are fields close by that's particularly during May, June, full of oilseed rape, and the bees see the yellow.
No, I love it.
And yeah, the honey's not as nice.
I was going to
as,
say, that's
you
quite
know.
a pungent flavour, that, isn't it? Though?
Yeah,
It's
it's got an acquired taste to it, but
Yeah. Still, nice enough.
Yeah.
Anyway, there you are. You're on 39. Rachel and Hillary still on 100, still are high scorers. So 60 or less.
Yeah. Not enough lead guitar in it for me, these bands, I'm afraid. And I can sing lots of them. I'm going to go with a Duran Duran one. Fingers crossed, because I've got it in my mind. Hungry Like the Wolf.
Hungry like the wolf, says Chris. Yeah. OK, here's your red line. Get below that, you're in round 2. Let's see how many people said hungry like the wolf. Very well done, you're through. 19. 58, your total.
Yeah, good answer. Of course, Clara sings that on Doctor Who and Saves the World, her version of Hungry Like the Wolf.
Thank you very much indeed. Now then, Rachel, I'm afraid there you are, still our high scorers, and you haven't yet given your answer. Rachel, what do you do?
I'm also a dresser.
Are you really?
I am.
And the same theatre?
No, we used to work in the same theatre, but
Then
I'm now in the Royal Exchange Theatre in Manchester.
Oh, I see. So you compare notes.
Yeah.
Who do you reckon? Your mother, don't worry, your mother won't be able to see this. Who do you reckon's better at it?
Oh, I'm going to have to say me.
Anyhow, Rachel.
Yes.
Rachel.
Yes. It's not too bad for me, but I don't know any brilliant answers, so I wouldn't have got through anyway. But I've got one in my head that I think is the Smiths, and I'm just going to go with it to find out whether it's right, and it's A Girlfriend in a Coma.
OK, Girlfriend in a Coma, says Rachel. No red line, obviously, as you're already the high scorers. But let's see how many of our 100 people said Girlfriend in a Coma. It's right. Look at that! 3! Oh. I'm afraid a Pyrrhic victory, though, Rachel. 3 Takes your total up to 103. It's our second lowest score of the entire round. It's a fabulous answer. Great song. And under any other circumstances, would have seen you comfortably through to round 2, but I'm sorry.
It's a great answer, Rachel. Very well played. They wouldn't have let you back up to Manchester if you hadn't named a Smith song. At least one of you hadn't named a Smith song. So very well done. Now, I'll take you through pointless answers. There's 6 different bands here, different genres as well. So there's also 6 different questions going on. Duran Duran first.
Oh, can I try one?
Yeah, of course you can.
Notorious.
Notorious is a pointless answer.
Get it in!
Well done. Very nicely done. In fact, Duran Duran, there's loads of pointless answers. Duran Duran, you could have had Notorious, I Don't Want Your Love, you could have had My Own Way, Burning the Ground, Do You Believe in Shame, Is There Something I Should Know, New Moon on Monday, All She Wants Is, and Careless Memories. All of those were pointless answers. The biggest scorers for Duran Duran were Rio and Hungry Like the Wolf. If we go on to the Human League, the biggest scorer by a mile was Don't You Want Me, would have scored you 40 points. And only 2 pointless answers for them, Life on Your Own and Open Your Heart. Well done if you said either of those. Pet Shop Boys, biggest scorer, West End Girls with 35. The lowest scorers, 2 pointless answers again, Love Comes Quickly and It's All Right. Both of those would have been pointless. The Bangles, Walk Like an Egyptian was the biggest scorer, 34, just beating Eternal Flame. And their pointless answers, 3 of them, Be With You, If She Knew What She Wants and Walking Down Your Street. The Smiths, biggest scorer was, in fact, How Soon Is Now and This Charming Man with 10 points, the biggest scorers there. Pointless answers, Last Night I Dreamt Somebody Loved Me, Shoplifters of the World Unite, Big Mouth Strikes Again, Ask, a pointless answer. And Wham, the biggest scorer of anything we've had in this round, Wake Me Up Before You Go, 57 points. And the pointless answers, them only 2. Club Fantastic Mega Mix was a pointless answer. Yeah, me either. Or Where Did Your Heart Go? So very well done if you said any of those. Many, many, many pointless answers.
Thanks very much indeed, Richard. So at the end of our first round, the pair heading home with a high score of 103. I'm sorry, Rachel and Hilary. Well, Hilary.
I know.
I know. But did you start having good ideas when you heard other people's ideas?
As soon as I started hearing them, it was like, I mean, last Christmas, for goodness sake.
I know, for goodness sake.
Never
I know,
mind.
but as Richard says, once your brain has just frozen. I know, it happens. It happens.
Never mind.
Anyway, great news for us. We'll see you again next time. We'll look forward to that very much indeed. Meantime, thank you very much for playing, Rachel and Hilary. But for the remaining 3 pairs, it's now time for round 2. And so now we're down to just 3 pairs. And obviously after this round, we'll be down to just 2 pairs. I wonder which pair we'll be saying goodbye to. Emir and Claire, not you on the strength of that round. Fantastic low scoring there. Sam and Neil, not bad at all either. Chris and Barbara, a little bit lucky.
Better.
A little bit lucky, but better. Yeah. Best of luck to all 3 pairs. The category for round 2 is history. History. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, and the question concerns things in history beginning with V. Things in history beginning with V, Richard.
Yeah, simply going to ask you 6 questions on each board, and all of the answers begin with V.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. So we are looking for these historical things that begin with the letter V, and here is our first board of 6. It reads like this. British Queen who married Prince Albert in 1840, the name given to the 1989 revolution in Czechoslovakia. The palace declared official residence of the court of France by Louis XIV, surname of Dutch painter of Girl with a Pearl Earring. The spacecraft launched in 1977, which is the most distant man-made object from Earth. The Doge was the highest official of this city-state for over 1,000 years. I'll read those all one last time. The British Queen, who married Prince Albert in 1840, the name given to the 1989 revolution in Czechoslovakia. The palace declared official residence of the court of France by Louis XIV, surname of the Dutch painter of Girl with a Pearl Earring. The spacecraft launched in 1977, which is the most distant man-made object from the Earth. And the Doge was the highest official of this city-state for over 1,000 years. There we are, 6 clues to 6 historical things beginning with the letter V. OK, Barbara. Barbara, historical things beginning with V. How's that board for you?
It's not bad. Not saying too much in case I bomb and get 100. I would like to go to the palace declared official residence as Versailles.
Versailles, says Barbara. Let's see if Versailles is right. Let's see how many people said it. It's right. 45. Not bad. 45 for Versailles.
Yeah, it's a castle and a palace, Versailles, and use the words interchangeably for it.
Thank you. Now, Sam, things beginning with V.
There's a couple on there which I could have been tempted to guess at. However, there are also a couple that I know. I'm going to go for the spacecraft launched in 1977 and say Voyager.
Voyager, says Sam, for the spacecraft. Let's see if Voyager's right. Let's see how many people said it. It's right. Well, 45 is our only score at the moment. You passed that. 21.
That's a terrific answer. Yeah, well played. In 2012, Voyager 1 became the first man-made object ever to leave the solar system. That's quite cool. It's currently 12 billion miles away from Earth. 12 billion miles. Imagine if you'd left your keys at home.
Yeah.
There's a limit to how far away you are from your house. If you've left something, you just go, you know what, forget it. I can't bear. If I get to the end of my street and I have to turn back, it drives me mad. If I had to go about 12 billion miles, just because I thought I'd left the iron on.
Thanks very much indeed. OK, now then, Emia, you're the last person to have this board. Do you want to talk us through it and fill in all the V's?
I think the British Queen is Victoria. Surname with the Dutch painter, I think it's Van Gogh. The Doge, I think that's Venice. I'm not too sure of the name given to the revolution in Czechoslovakia. The only stab I'd have for that would be Vlata, maybe, which is the name of the river that goes through Prague. I'm going to go for surname of the Dutch painter, Van Gogh.
Van Gogh, says Emia. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said Van Gogh. No, I'm sorry, Emia, not Van Gogh, which means you score the maximum of 100 points. Sorry.
Yeah, it's Vermeer, I'm afraid, was the painter of the girl with the pearl earring. Would have scored you 18 points. The Doge, you were right, is Venice. Would have scored you 32, so would have done less damage. You were right about the Queen as well, you'd be amazed to hear. It was Victoria, but barely better than 100, to be honest, would have scored you 92. And do you know the name of the revolution?
Velvet.
The Velvet Revolution, yeah. And that would have scored 23 points. So the best answer on the board, actually, is Vermeer. So well done if you said that at home.
Thanks very much indeed. OK, we're halfway through the round. Let's take a look at those scores. 21, the best score of that past Sam. Very well done indeed. 45 for Barbara and Chris. Well done. Looking pretty solid at this stage. Then up to 100, where we find Emia and Claire. So, yes, Claire, we need a nice low score from you on the next pass, and let's hope that's enough to see you through. OK, we're going to come back down the line now. Can the second players please step up to the podium? OK, let's put 6 more clues on the board, and here they are. Name of the regime set up in unoccupied France after the French military collapse in 1940. The surname of the Italian composer famous for the Four Seasons, the French Enlightenment writer and philosopher born François-Marie Arouet in 1694, the Roman emperor founded Flavian dynasty and began the Colosseum in Rome, the Roman poet who wrote the epic poem The Aeneid, and this conflict was also known as the Second Indochina War. I'll read those all one last time. The name of the regime set up in unoccupied France after the French military collapse in 1940. The surname of the Italian composer famous for the Four Seasons. The French Enlightenment writer and philosopher born François-Marie Arouet in 1694. The Roman emperor founded the Flavian dynasty and began the Colosseum in Rome. The Roman poet who wrote the epic poem The Aeneid, and this conflict was also known as the Second Indochina War. There we are. 6 clues to 6 historical things, beginning with the letter V, Claire. You're the high scorers, so we need a nice low score from you. What do you make of that board?
It's OK. I have a history degree, which kind of puts me under a little bit of pressure for this round. But I'm going to go for the first one, and I think the answer to that is Vichy.
Vichy.
Yes.
Says Claire, Vichy. No red line for you as you're the high scorers, but let's see how many of our 100 people said Vichy. Very well done. 29. 29 takes your total up to 129.
Yeah, named after the provincial town of Vichy. Do you think it's bad for you having a history degree in this round? I got a degree in things beginning with V, so there'd be a lot of pressure for me on this.
Neil, now, there you are on 21 and through to the head-to-head. Even if you score 100 points, you won't overtake the high score of Claire and Emia there.
OK, well, I was hoping, you might wangle in a Dutch footballer as a historical person or event, but that doesn't seem to have cropped up.
It appears not to have happened, doesn't it?
I think I'm going to guess at the surname of the Italian composer, possibly Vivaldi.
Vivaldi, says Neil. No red line as you're already through. Let's see how many people said Vivaldi. 69. 90 is your total.
Yeah, composed that in 1723. Most of the work we know of his today was discovered in a trunk in the 1920s.
That's exciting, isn't it?
And he later on went to play played left back at Derby County as well.
Thank you very much. Now then, Chris, you're the last person to have this board. You also need to score 83 or less.
Okay.
Do you want to talk us through the board and fill in the blanks?
Well, the bottom one, I'm not certain, but beginning with V, it's got to be Vietnam, hasn't it? The Roman Emperor, Vespasian, maybe, French Enlightenment writer and philosopher, I couldn't tell you, I'm sorry. OK, I will go for the Roman poet who wrote the Aeneid as Virgil.
OK, right with the Aeneid, Virgil says. Chris, there's your red line. If you get below that with Virgil, you're in the head-to-head. Let's see how many people said Virgil. Very well done. Good answer, 26. 71, your total.
Well played, Chris. Good answer. Yeah, Virgil, he was a poet, he was a thinker, he was a thunderbird. Many, many things, Virgil. A better answer would have been the Roman Emperor, because you're quite right, it was Vespasian, and that would have scored you 6 points. You're right about the Vietnam War as well, down the bottom there. That would have scored you a few more, would have scored you 36. And the philosopher
Voltaire.
Is Voltaire, yep, and that would have scored 14. But the best answer on the board was Vespasian. Well done, and well done if you said that at home as well.
Thanks very much indeed. So at the end of our second round, the pair heading home with a high score of 129 are Claire and Emir. Oh dear, I'm so sorry. Well, really not bad at all with your Vichy answer. That was a cracking answer. I'm sorry though, Emir. It was your Van Gogh. Such a good performance in the first round, though. I really thought that was you, set for the head-to-head and beyond, possibly. But I'm afraid you've tumbled at the things beginning with V. I'm really sorry. Anyway, we have to say goodbye. It's been lovely having you on the show. Thank you so much for playing. Claire and Emir. But for the remaining two pairs, it's now time for the head-to-head. Congratulations, Chris and Barbara. Sam and Neil, you are now one step closer to the final and a chance to play for our jackpot, which currently stands at £1,000. So now we have to decide who's going to go through to the final and play for that money, and to do that, you are now going to go head-to-head. This time, obviously, you're allowed to confer, and the first pair to win 2 questions will be playing for that jackpot. Well, welcome to the head-to-head. Chris and Barbara, you've been on Pointless before, but you haven't been this far before. Sam and Neil, first time on Pointless. How are you feeling? All right?
Feeling good, yeah.
And Chris and Barbara, I am well pleased with you.
Thank you.
There you are, our golden couple in the head-to-head round. You have my sincerest congratulations. Well done. Best of luck to both pairs. Let's play the head-to-head. Here comes your first question, and it concerns celebrity racehorse owners. Celebrity owners of racehorses. Richard.
Yeah, we're going to show you 5 celebrities now, all of whom own or part own a racehorse. Can you name the most obscure of these 5? Good luck.
Thanks very much indeed. OK, let's reveal our 5 celebrities, and here they come. We've got A, B, C, D, and E. There we are, 5 celebrity racehorse owners. Chris and Barbara, you've played best throughout the show so far, so you will go first.
Didn't know, sorry.
I don't know. B is, it's down to that. Yeah. C, D's Nick Mick Shannon. E's Eddie Johnson.
OK, we'll go for that one.
Go for D, Mick Shannon, please.
Mick Shannon, say Chris and Barbara. Mick Shannon. Now, Sam and Neil. The board's yours. Talk us through it.
OK, so C's the most obvious. It's Simon Cowell. E is Eddie Jordan. Sam's got an inkling of A, which
you think Eddie Jordan will be... If they got D right, Eddie Jordan would stand a chance?
I think if D's right, Eddie Jordan wouldn't stand a chance. And A could possibly be Burt Bacharach, maybe. So should we go for A?
Yeah.
We're going to go for A, Burt Bacharach.
You're saying Burt Bacharach for A. So, Chris and Barbara have said Mick Channon for D. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said Mick Channon. It's right. Wow, 9 for Mick Channon. That's a great answer. Now, Sam and Neil, you've gone out on a bit of a limb here for A. How certain are you?
I'm not very certain.
OK, so you are saying A is Burt Bacharach. Let's see if that's right. If it is, let's see how many people said that. It's right.
Go on.
It is Burt Bacharach. Well, it has to beat 9. And it does. Look at that, 6. Very well done indeed. 2 fantastic answers. I suspect the best answers on that board. But Sam and Neil, very well done. After one question, you're up 1-0.
Yeah, won it by a nose there, and they are the best 2 answers on the board, so very well played, both teams there. Mick Channon, of course, a trainer and owner. Burt Bacharach has had a number of horses. B is Xander Armstrong. He would have scored... I'm so sorry. B is Hugh Bonneville, of course, who has a part share in a couple of racehorses, would have scored you 25 points. C is Simon Cowell, you all knew, big scorer, 87. And you were right to avoid Eddie Jordan. Of course, it's him, but he would have scored you too many points. He would have scored you 28. So the best 2 answers on the board. You can't do better than that.
Thank you very much indeed. So here comes your second question. Chris and Barbara, you have to win this one to stay in the game, so best of luck. It concerns Blue Peter. Blue Peter, Richard.
We're going to show you the names of 5 Blue Peter presenters now, but we've removed alternate letters from their name. Can you fill in the gaps?
Thanks very much. So let's reveal our 5 Blue Peter presenters, and here they are. AIA-ET, JHNAE, TMICN, PTR-UCN, HLN-KLO. I'll read those all again. AIA-ET, JHNAE, TMICN, PTR-UCN, and HLN-KLO. Now then, Sam and Neil, you will go first.
OK, you know 3 of them. We're going to go for the one in the middle, which hopefully is Tim Vincent.
Tim Vincent, say Sam and Neil. Tim Vincent. Chris and Barbara, do you want to talk us through all the rest, if you can?
Right. Well, Chris thinks the top one's Anita somebody, but we can't put... And the second one is John Noakes, Peter Duncan, second from the bottom, and Helen Skelton. I think we're going to go for Peter Duncan.
Yeah.
OK, Peter Duncan, say Chris and Barbara. So Tim Vincent versus Peter Duncan. Sam and Neil said Tim Vincent. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. It's right. Very well done, Sam and Neil. 9 for Tim Vincent. Meanwhile, Chris and Barbara are saying Peter Duncan for the one up from the bottom. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many people said Peter Duncan. Ooh. 51 for Peter Duncan. Which means very well done indeed. Sam and Neil, after only 2 questions, you are straight through to the final 2-0.
Yes, Peter Duncan's actually the biggest scorer on the board there. If you had known the top one, we'd have got the best 2 answers on the board again. If you'd had to make up a surname, it is Anita.
Best.
Oh, Anita West. Anita West would have scored you 2 points. John Noakes would have scored you 32. and Helen Skelton would have scored you 17.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. So, at the end of our head-to-head round, I'm afraid the pair leaving us are Chris and Barbara. Well, it's been a show of ups and downs there, Chris and Barbara. A little bit touch and go in round 1, but then came bouncing back in round 2 fantastically, and then into the head-to-head. But Sam and Neil just managed to pip, 2 single scores from them. Really very hard to beat, which means I'm afraid we have to say goodbye to you, but it's been great having you on the show. Thanks so much for playing. Chris and Barbara. But for Sam and Neil, it's now time for our pointless final. Congratulations, Sam and Neil. You fought off all the competition and you've won our coveted pointless trophy. You now have a chance to win our pointless jackpot, and at the end of today's show, the jackpot stands at £1,000. There it is. Well, a great performance. Consistent low scoring, but so good when it really mattered in that head-to-head round. OK, well, as you know, you get to choose your category from 4 options, and here are those 4 options. We have costume dramas, Scottish sport, Bowie albums, the London Underground.
Well, we'd be quite good at London Underground, actually, but Sam is a massive
David Bowie fan.
Bowie fan.
So yeah, I'm a very big David Bowie fan, and
yeah, it would be.
I would really like to pick that category if Neil's happy to do that.
I mean,
also.
we'd do all right at Scottish sport, but I think your knowledge of Bowie would be, silly to not go with that. So
let's pick Bowie albums.
OK, well, we have given away, I can't remember how many consecutive shows now we've given away the jackpot,
3.
but 3 consecutive shows. Might this be a 4th, I wonder?
Never given away the jackpot 4 shows in a row before. Never been done. So if you do know your Bowie, could be about to make pointless history. Very, very best of luck. We are looking for any of the tracks on the original releases of these David Bowie albums. Any track on Diamond Dogs, the original release, any track on the original release of Scary Monsters, or any track on the original release of Let's Dance. Very, very best of luck, guys.
Thanks very much indeed. OK, well, as always, you've got up to 1 minute to come up with 3 answers, and all you need to win that jackpot is for just one of those answers to be pointless. Now, remember, the answers you provide can come from any of these 3, and how you spread them across those categories is entirely up to you. Are you ready?
Yes.
OK, let's put 60 seconds on the clock. There they are. Your time starts now.
Okay, so
So
I'm not good with the titles. I only know Under Pressure if it would be Queen. So
I
do
don't
you
think
want
that was featured on an album.
so-
I think that was just brought out as a kind of charity single. But I think we can. Those 3 albums aren't my strongest Bowie albums. However, there's the title tracks for Diamond Dogs. Obviously, Diamond Dogs. For Scary Monsters, it's Scary Monsters brackets and Super Creeps.
We won't accept the title tracks from the albums.
Oh,
guys,
sorry, there's no title
because
track.
the name's already there.
Okay, great. So
They'd score you
for
2 million
Let's
anyway.
Dance, I think we should concentrate on Let's Dance.
Okay.
And from that era, we could say Modern Love. We can say China Girl. And then we can say...
I recognise China Girl, so maybe.
Yeah, and I think we should also say...
10 seconds left.
we should say this. We need another one. Should we just say Under Pressure and see if it was featured on the album?
you did, so don't think
OK,
More
that's
than
your time up.
yeah.
I now need your 3 answers. What are you going to give me?
Okay, I think we're going to go for... From the kind of time they were around with Let's Dance, then we're going to go for Modern Love.
Modern Love,
Then we're going to go for China Girl.
China Girl,
And we're also going to put in Under Pressure in there.
Under Pressure.
Yeah,
OK, now of
yeah.
those 3, which is your best shot at a pointless answer?
I think Modern Love.
OK, Modern Love will put
Yeah.
last. Which of those is least likely?
I think Under Pressure.
Under Pressure, yeah.
would be
Under
first,
Pressure.
yeah.
Kind of appropriate song title.
Yeah.
for this round.
Absolutely.
OK, we'll pop that up first. OK, let's pop those up on the board in that order, and here they are. We've got Under Pressure, China Girl, and Modern Love. Well, best of luck. Your first answer was Under Pressure. You thought that was probably your least likely to be pointless. I'm not sure you were entirely sure it was correct.
No, yeah, it probably may have just been a single.
OK. Remember, only one of these answers has to be pointless for you to win that jackpot. £1,000. Now, what would you do with your share of that, Sam?
I'd absolutely put it towards a holiday, well-deserved holiday. Yeah.
Neil?
I'm also going to put it towards a holiday. My girlfriend's always wanted to go to New York. I think I'll put it towards that.
OK, well, best of luck. Your first answer, under pressure. Now, obviously, to win that jackpot, it has to be correct. Then it has to be pointless. So for £1,000, let's see how many people said under pressure was on Let's Dance. Oh, bad luck. Bad luck. An incorrect answer, which means obviously not a pointless answer. So only 2 more chances to win today's jackpot. Your second answer was China Girl. And again, this was an album track, you're saying, from Let's Dance. Let's see if it's correct. Let's see if it's pointless for £1,000. How many people said China Girl? It's right. Well, your first answer, under pressure, was incorrect. China Girl, however, very much on Let's Dance, taking us down through the teens into 15. OK, 15. Not a bad score, though. Only 1 more chance to win today's jackpot. Everything is now riding on your third and final answer, Modern Love. Great track from the album Let's Dance. Let us find out, for £1,000, how many of our 100 people said Modern Love. Is it pointless? It's right. Your first answer, under pressure, was an incorrect answer. Your second answer, China Girl, took us all the way down to 15. Modern Love passes 15 into single figures, takes, it stops. Well, Sam and Neil, unfortunately, you didn't manage to find that all-important pointless answer, so I'm afraid you don't win today's jackpot of £1,000, which rolls over onto the next show. But it's been great having you on the show, and you've played so well. And you do, of course, get to take home a pointless trophy each, so very, very well done.
Thank you. Oh, that's unlucky, guys. It's tough, you know, when a category comes up, you know, that 60 seconds, it drains so quickly, it really does. Under Pressure never on a Bowie album other than Greatest Hits. It was on a Queen album, but not a Bowie album. Would you have had any answers for any of those?
I'd have, for Let's Dance, I'd probably, Ricochet, Cat People.
Let's have a little look as we go along, shall we?
OK.
So Diamond Dogs first. There's only 2 on each of these. Chant of the Ever-Circling Skeletal Family. Can't believe you didn't say that. Or Rock and Roll With Me. Both of those are pointless. Well, I don't know if you said either of those. Let's take a look at Scary Monsters. Because You're Young would have been a pointless answer. Scream Like a Baby would have been a pointless answer. The biggest scorers there, Ashes to Ashes and Fashion. And let's take a look at Let's Dance. Ricochet.
There we go.
And Criminal World as well. Ricochet is the first track on side 2, for those of us old enough to remember what that actually means these days. Very well played. Very well played at home if you've got any of those, and unlucky in the studio.
Thanks very much indeed. Well, unfortunately, we have to say goodbye to you, Sam and Neil, but it's been brilliant having you on the show. Thank you both so much for playing. Sam and Neil.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, sadly, Sam and Neil didn't win our jackpot today, which means it rolls over onto the next show when we will be playing for £2,000. Join us next time, see if someone can win it. Meanwhile, it's goodbye from Richard.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.